how like everything car-wise, once it gets to a certain age, eventually becomes cool again? Like I have this theory that the 2004-ish or whatever year that is that the Prius came out, I get the feeling those first-gen Priuses are going to really start seeing like a stride and people like modding them and restoring them and doing stuff with them. I have the same theory. Well, not theory, but evidence with something like this 1990 Plymouth Voyager Turbo 5-speed minivan. 10 years ago, I would have thought this is the dumbest car in town, you know, minus the turbo and 5-speed. But like, while I still would have been kind of right, there's something kind of cool about it. There's a certain vintageness that just eventually breeds appeal. Now, what I'm testing out today is whether or not the same thing goes for automotive finishes. Like, cars will eventually wear out and get, you know, peeling clear and fading paint and all that kind of stuff. In the muscle car, classic domestic car world, this whole patina, wipe on clear situation has, I mean, it's been popular for a while now, but I've recently been kind of wondering, can that same like charm of your paint's only going to look like this once, it earned this look, apply to later vehicles like 90s and 2000s vehicles? So we're using this sick 1990 Plymouth Voyager Turbo 5-speed minivan to find out. It has faded everything. It's got key marks everywhere, which I may or may not fix. Clear coat's peeling. There's some surface rust on the roof. Like, it needs some love. I should get some CLR actually. Anyway, I might stop for some CLR, but I'm heading to a car wash right now just to give this thing a basic scrub. The weather is good today, and we're gonna see how well this thing will clean up. I get the feeling the befores and afters gonna be really strong, like really, really strong. I missed my turns because I'm paying attention to you. Thank you. It's also got this new groan that I don't love. What do you do? So I just made a stop at Target to pick up a few things. One of them being some scrubby sponges. They're the zero scratch ones. I got some Barkeeper's Friend at somebody's recommendation in the comments. They didn't have any CLR, and apparently this stuff works well. This is gonna go up here for all of the surface rust on the roof, along with this. I also got this sanding block, which feels like it's about 600-ish, maybe 8 on one side, and that's going to feather a lot of these just burn marks and sort of like the peeling clears. The rest of this is gonna get a good wash. It needs a lot of clay bar. I think this actually, right here, like that comes up. That's a surface contaminant, not necessarily just a burn. The rest of it is like some key scratches, right? A lot of long key scratches that I honestly may or may not fix. I'm kind of the mind that that is the uniform that this thing has earned. This is its life, and if we're going down this patina road, things like this, also giant key mark, and whatever this artwork is part of the scars and badges that this thing has earned. So I may not fix that, but I did get some touch-up paint in case I do want to. So other than that, it's gonna be a lot of just clay barring and getting off just stains and drips and like, you know, just the gross stuff. I really want to freshen this thing up. There's this little bit of a dent in the door here that I fear that a wipe on clear is really going to accentuate. So that'll be a later problem. Among later problems, speaking of later problems, I just noticed this too. It's like windshield channel rot. Not my favorite thing. And I hope I don't find any more of that while I'm scrubbing this thing down. But speaking of, let's go scrub. That's the wrong side, but this goes here. I know what side I get in on. Okay, midway check. The roof, it's not perfect. And it might just be the water making it a little bit shinier, but it looks a lot better. You can actually see some red coming through, so that's cool. There's still a ton of staining on the doors, which I'm just gonna hit with Barkeeper's Friend just to get off big stuff and make the clay barring easier, but that does already look a ton better. You can still see, oh my God, that's actually just coming right off. I don't think that's staining, that's just neglect. Just streaks of neglect. Actually, I'm gonna hit that too. With my little sandpaper edger. Try to find any places where I got peeling clear and just feather those edges out to, oh boy, oh my God, look at all that. That's just clear. That's clear coat, just totally separated. Store credit comes in handy. Also, I learned this in my Motor Trend days. I was wrong for a long time. You know, O'Reilly's Auto Parts. Ow! It's actually O'Reilly. It's not plural. It's O'Reilly. Like, if we'd all just learned to read a little bit, we'd have known that. But here we are. Singing jingles for most of our adult lives. I'll be honest, the possessive makes more sense. It's not a plurality issue, it's a possession issue. It's like, these are O'Reilly's Auto Parts. I don't know, whatever. Available for sponsorship, O'Reilly. I got sweet cars, like this. I have sweet subscribers who tag you in my videos and let you know that I love discounted stuff. Oh, and also sponsor dollars, just like regular cash dollars. I'm super into also. I use a lot of replacement parts, a lot of repair parts, a lot of service parts. You know, cool stuff. Cool stuff. Very natural integrations. Not heavy-handed at all. Not even a little bit heavy-handed. Just real casual integrations. Yes. I do love a good deal. I love a great deal and excellent service with knowledgeable staff. Yes. All right, the clear isn't all terrible on this. I'm sure I'll find more later when I'm clay barring, but for now, I'm gonna do a scrub. One more scrub. So when it comes to clay bar things, I am using this Mother's kit for a couple of reasons. One, I've used it before and it works well. Two, it comes with 3 clay bars. I've never seen that many in a single pack before, and considering how oxidized this hood and that roof are, I'm going to probably tear through these clay bars and muck them up really quickly. And reason 3 is that Mother's hires my buddy John Nads Naderi of Super Street and Super Street Garage fame, and also Instagram fame and being a cool guy fame, but they hire him to do a lot of social media stuff for them, so I appreciate them hiring my pals. So Mother's, good clay bars. Anyways, this is the extent of my detailing history. This is as far as I really go. Any car that I've ever had that has a good clear coat on it would at most get a wash and a dry, a clay bar, and then a wax. I really would very rarely even polish in between them. Never really needed to, so yeah. This one I know what I'm doing after this. Total winging it. If you've never clay barred before, get some sort of lubrication. This one comes with an instant detailer that lubes. Apparently you can also use soapy water, work in small sections. I'm sure most of you have clay barred before, but just sort of pick a direction and work that direction. You're gonna pick up tiny little contaminants. Most of that is from my hands already. You can feel it. You can actually hear and feel it just pulling surface contaminants out of clear, out of the top coat. And sometimes it sounds scary, like a little bit grindy, but just trust the process. It's pulling crap out. It's usually like brake dust and things. Sap, overspray, all that stuff. It'll take it all off. Grab your little microfiber, give it a little wipe, and admire the increased smoothness of your paint. It's actually quite a bit smoother already. I like to try to work in like defined areas so that I don't miss spots. So like I'm basically taking it from door edge to this scratch and above the pinstriping. The sides usually aren't as bad when you get to the tops of things where stuff is more likely to settle. It's when you really start picking up gunk and or color coat. I expect a lot of that. Every once in a while, just sort of fold it over, put all that gunk that you just picked up towards the center, and then in theory, it all just sort of collects in the middle. Doesn't scratch the next part of your paint. All right, so I think it's time-lapse time. It is going to be a lot more of the same of this across the rest of the car. I should probably tape up windows and door handles and mirrors and stuff like that at some point. I don't know when that should be, but it will be. Probably next time I see you live and in person will be when I get to a compounding and or polishing phase where I don't know what I'm doing. So feel free to leave comments about what I'm doing wrong and or what I should have been doing, or expert detailing advice, so that next time I'm doing this on a car that like really matters, that it's not being detailed to a patina finish, and I would like to do really well, then I might have a better baseline of what I'm doing. But in the meantime, I'm gonna keep doing whatever it is that I'm doing, and it's gonna look good. It really is. I say with minimal certainty. Feels nice though. All right, see you soon. All right, so I'm gonna be either brave or I'm gonna be stupid, rather than just leaving and go and get whatever that tool's called that wipes off, what do you call these things? Badges? Badge adhesives and such. I'm gonna try out a plastic razor, and if that doesn't work well, I'm gonna try out a real razor. I'm gonna hope to not scratch this paint because it is so nice already. Plastic razor, so far so good. Also, if you've never gotten plastic razors before, they're just razors, but they're made of plastic, so they're less likely to scratch, and they're actually super handy. Probably should have like measured where these things go, but I get the feeling there's going to be a very clear delineation between old paint and new paint, even after all of my hard work. I think the remainder of that is a job for Gugon. So I think my main goal here is to make this van as nice as Tony's is. But I've come to learn through my years of automotive television making adventures, you don't always have to win to be successful. And I'm very confident that I will not win. I will not achieve that goal of making this as nice as Tony's, but shoot for the moon. And even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. All right, that's getting frustrating now, so I'm gonna be stupid and try a regular razor blade. Satisfies. Don't like when it slips, but yeah, I'm pretty good at this. He says cockily before he gouges his paint. All right, so judging by the top of the lift gate in the back of this thing, I am less confident that this is just oxidation sitting on top. None of that really changed or moved at all. What I scratched off with my finger before, I think might have just been what scratches off. To be honest, I can't really tell. So I'm not expecting a ton of change in clay barring this thing, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I did the rest of the car. It turns out that it sprinkled a little bit last night and the exposed parts of the roof seem to flash rust a little bit, so I may be making a little bit of adjustment to my game plan here. I might see if I have some spray CLR. I also want to maybe get some of those rubber strips underneath the roof rack up before I, really attack the whole roof. So there's a chance, just depending on timing. Oh wow. There's one strip underneath the luggage rack that actually still has a nice shiny clear. That was an oasis in the desert. So there's a chance I just don't touch the roof at all in this episode, get the rest of this done, and then be a little bit more careful and intentional and, good with the roof. We're gonna start here and see where this takes us. Then we'll make some decisions. I'm also rapidly running out of time to get this done. And putting a hard candy clear coat, I don't know about a candy, but putting a hard wipe-on clear coat over a job poorly done just seems like I'll regret it later. So I'm gonna do as much as I can, as well as I can, and we'll do something else later. It's cool enough. Yeah, I think that's just a primer layer. I don't know, maybe a polisher will show me something different, but again, I'm not very I'm not very well versed in this whole paint care world. All I know is that that's paint. Ooh, I hate all that. A little rusty under there too. How far do I go? How far do I go? Ugh, I might just need like a pause and some, roof needs some fixing. I think roof needs a little fixing. I might just hold on that. I'm gonna try clay bar a corner and see what happens. But that ain't fixing rust. That's for sure. This is not the appropriate tool for this job. I can tell you that with great confidence. It's just peeling off like an eraser in grade school. All right, well, that's gonna be another solve for another day. You got any good thoughts on cleaning that up other than CLR or a replacement roof? Shout it out. It's gonna be a two-tone situation. Wipe on clear below and like a low rider, like a lace roof, except it's going to be a rust roof. So like opposite, fancy bottom, regular top. I don't know. Goodbye. All right, we're at the third Saturday this week, and I don't know who would have thought it would take 3 days to do a mediocre detail on an old minivan, but it definitely wasn't me. So here's where we're at. I just taped up all of the pinstriping. Oh, I want to throw a tape on this turbo logo too, because I don't have replacement for it. They sell it, I don't have it. I don't want to scrape it off. I want to preserve what is here. So I'm just putting that as a protector on my polish pad. Now, we're getting to the point of the episode where anyone who has any clue what they're doing in the detailing world should get comfortable, crack your knuckles, warm up your fingers, because it's going to be keyboard warrior time. I'm just going to do stuff. I've got a couple of polishing pads. I've got polish. I'm gonna try to not use any rubbing compound because this is already pretty, trashed. I don't want to burn through whatever's left. I'm gonna hit all the sides. I'm gonna hit the hood. I'm gonna leave the roof for today. And yeah, I'm gonna do the best that I know how, which is not very well, but I still think it's gonna be an improvement. If you have tips and tricks, you can either let me know or you can keep them to yourself. Because this is what's happening here. Okay, my tools of the trade today are as such. I have one 7-inch corded Makita polisher. This is not a dual orbital, this is a single Orbit. It is a 7-inch pad with a hook and loop face to receive a hook and loop pad. Now on that 7-inch face is going a 6-inch white pad. I thought this was a 6-inch, so I ordered 6-inch. I have 6-inch. It fits pretty good on the 7-inch. As long as I don't, you know, dig too much on a side, which I really shouldn't anyway, it'll be fine. Now, these pads, this white one, is a light to medium polish pad. It is from Chemical Brothers. I did not endorse this product. I did not endorse this product. It's just the one that I bought. Going onto this pad will be Turtle Wax, Scratch, Repair, and Renew. I do not endorse this product. I do not endorse this product. I do not endorse this product. I've never used it. It's what was on my shelf. I'm pretty sure it came from Motor Trend. I have no idea. But it does say that it will repair years of damage in one use. Those would be amazing results. We'll see what happens. The rest of my toolkit is this, a microfiber cloth to wipe away said polish. Now, I have this white pad. I also have a green pad, which is a slightly heavier polishing pad. If you look here at the reflection of the Sweet C10, you can see it, sorta. It doesn't look great. I should probably record that. So if you look at this, you can sort of see that Sweet C10 over there, but you can probably also see, maybe see, how badly swirled this paint is. I'm gonna try it with the lightest polishing pad that I can, try to get those swirls cleaned up a bit. If it's terrible still, I'll jump to the green pad, try it again with polish. The depth that I don't wanna get to is the orange hand pad. Scrubbery dude is more of a cutting pad. I have rubbing compound that I could use with that. I really don't want to get into hand rubbing this thing today. It has been too many half days already. So I think I'm going to do as best I can with white, maybe go to green, and no matter what the outcome is, I'm still going to call it 10,000 times better. So I'm just going to go ahead and dot some of this. Just going to dollop some on there. We're going to do like they do in the videos. I'm just going to sort of dollop it around. And then I'm going to pick one of the 6 available speeds. I'm going to start with 3. Lightly unwieldy. I guess I have a handle I could use. I feel like I want more paint lube. So here we go. One of the few things that I do know is that you don't want to get your paint too hot, because that will literally burn through your clear, and there's not much of it here for me to burn through. So winging it. I mean, that's at least 5,000 times better already. Still pretty swirly, but look at that. It's a whole car right there. I can almost read Chevrolet. All right. Encouraging. I mean, versus that, versus that. That is untouched. That is lightly touched. Yeah, 10,000 times. Coming up. Coming right up. Yeah, not much love there. Not much love there at all. This might just be a below the belt line victory, but All right, so I'm working on this back liftgate, and you can see, if I can turn this on, hooray, look at me go. Right here, there's this like, just really bad patch. It's zero clear, very scraped all around the edges. It's just a giant scuff mark, and actually kind of one over here too. I'm gonna switch up to the green pad and see if that does me any good in just sort of evening this out a hair. It probably won't, but I have it, so I might as well try it. Now, here's two things. One, my white pad is starting to get chunked pretty bad. I don't know how much more life left is in that. Two, when I step up to this, it might really take a lot more swirling out of this. I would then want to go back and re-hit it again with the white to smooth out this rougher hit. I'm a little afraid of that because I only have this one white pad and don't want to run and get more stuff, and I have to leave tomorrow to get on an airplane. I'm starting to sort of be like, well, it's so much better, which is good. I just want it 10,000 times better, and we're like halfway there. But if I rub or if I wipe a wipe on clear over this, it's a hard shell. I'm locking in whatever scratches and swirls that are still here underneath here. So part of me is like, oh, just take it the rest of the way. It's that whole snowball thing again. It's like, take it the rest of the way and then clear it. But that means coming back and doing this another time, which I don't honestly feel like doing. Or it means paying somebody to do it, and I don't honestly feel like doing that either. So this is going to be an exercise in restraint, and we're going to see how that works out for me. But for right now, I'm going to tempt the fates, try to see if I can make this better, and then try to resist making everything better if it does. All right, well, we're gonna stick with green. Sticking with the green for the driver's side. And I'm probably gonna have to make a final pass in white on the driver's side. The passenger, it's gonna live as it is. It's good enough for the white. I don't get seen on that side. I get seen on the driver's side. Cruising with my arm out the window, 5 miles an hour, so everybody sees me. All right, time-lapsey time again. I mean, that really is doing pretty good for the swirls. I gotta give it that. I am running dangerously low on juice here. I'm hoping I can get through that rear quarter panel and the hood, at which point I'm just gonna call it. Because at a certain point, good does have to be good enough. Final section before the final boss of the hood. Well, the final boss before the final boss of the roof. But the final sub-boss. The final consigliere, if you will. Please do. Please do. Oh yeah. All right, hood. All All right, last but not least for the polishing today is this hood. Now there's going to be a tech tip that also doubles as a life tip here. I'm going to be very pleased with how this turns out because I have zero expectations of it getting any better. So that is your tech tip and life pro tip. Expect very little. You'll usually succeed. I've got this thing pretty well shaded. It's not hot. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to let everything rest for a little while. I want the sun to go away. I would like a nice cool surface on everything prior to wiping on a clear, assuming I don't talk myself out of it. I'm hoping that I have enough polish to get through this hood, and I think that I probably have just enough. But my expectations on this thing turning out are pretty slim. I think it's going to look a lot like it does right now by the time we're done. Only time and polish will tell. Actually, it is taking up some of this oxidation, which is better than expected. I'll take that. Is it better? I really can't tell anymore. I think it is. I think so. I think it's significantly better, though I really would love to hit it like a bunch more times. This is gone. Should have had much more, but if I can squeeze a hair more out, it's empty. Accept it. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna let this sun go down. I'm gonna let things cool off. And assuming I don't decide against it, I'm gonna wipe on the clear once the metal is all cooled down. I got a light pass or a light medium, whatever the green one was, on every panel except for the passenger side and obviously the roof because I didn't touch the roof. The passenger side was just the lighter polish with the white pad. I kind of want to hit that all again, but I'm kind of not going to, or maybe I'll wait and I will hit it. I will come back to you when I'm more decisive. In the meantime, I think I'm going to do a little sunset time lapse. Enjoy that. All right, so after much overthinking, the decision has been made. I'm going for it. If I don't just put this wipe on clear on right now, I'm gonna end up in another situation where I have a 7-part snowball episode like I did with the panel truck. So I don't think 7 episodes of detailing this minivan are going to be worth it. So I'm going to commit, I'm going to clear coat, and it's going to rule. So first things first is going to be the wax and grease remover. If you recall from the panel truck dashboard episode, they give you a whole bunch of old t-shirts, somebody else's old shirts. You put on gloves, you put wax and grease remover on one rag, wipe it on the stuff you want to clear, and then take a clean one and wipe it all off. I'm going to do that, and then we'll clear. It's going to be cool. All right, we're coming into a battle of light, so I'm going to try to do this quickly. This is Poppy's Patina Wipe On Clear. It is the clear gloss kind. There is a ratio to be met of 8:1. I don't have any good containers with any volume indicators on them, so I've got a aluminum solo cup, which are great and recyclable, and this will be the last time it gets used. I've got a scale, and I'm going to put this in ounces, grams. Let's do this in, hold on, what's less? Fluid ounce, 0.7, grams, 0, milliliters, 0, 19. Let's go fluid ounces. It's a fluid, we'll do fluid ounces. All right, so that's at 0. I'm gonna start with 8, maybe double up to 16, double up. Oh wow, this feels like plenty. Still gonna do it. We're just gonna go for it. 8, spot on 8. 1 part catalyst. This will be the can I do it part. Just 1. Just 1. I'm gonna go to 9. Nailed it. Okay. Now for the stirring apparatus that I don't have prepared yet, we're going to use this stick. We're going to stir well because the instructions say to do so. We're going to decide that that is stirred well enough. You will live there now. We're going to take our applicator pad that does not fit in our container, and we're going to apply as best we can. Now this won't be an interesting process, so I'm just going to wipe it on. It'll probably be time-lapse or montage or something of the sort, but it's going to get dark pretty quick. So I will show you in the morning before I jump on an airplane how this turned out. I'm going to say it's pretty good. If for some reason don't get to get those shots, thank you for coming, thank you for watching, go work on your own junk and happy Saturday, and I will show you next week. I'm gonna make it though. I'm gonna get those shots and it's gonna look awesome. There's gonna be a really cool song that's like heroic and like angelic and like, oh my God, look how great that minivan looks. It'll be cool. Stick around. My Uber is 3 minutes away, so here's what I can tell you. Morning light, this thing looks great. Morning dew, you can't really tell. So subtracting for those two things, I'm gonna say 10,000 times better. There's a couple of little patches you can actually see some goodness though. That looks fantastic. Big fan of that. This is like the patina portion, like the proper patina portion. Check that out, that looks cool. I dig that. I love this, like this proper patina-ness of the bubbling clear and the sanded through spots and like the damaged and eroding clear. All looks very good. This part doesn't. These runs, no, there it is. Those runs look terrible. The lesson here is don't wipe on clear in the dark. Really, really pretty good. So that is it for this week though. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for watching. Please go work on your own junk and I will see you next week where we're going to be doing either bug or minivan or blue truck stuff. We're going to be back here among this trifecta for a little while now. See you next week.